Hey Clementine. Hey Clementine,
Hey
how are
Clement,
you?
how are you?
Good. How's it going?
Oh, I'm blessed.
Oh, I'm
Having a
blessed.
great day.
Having a great day.
Good, good.
Ready to get at
Ready
it?
to get at it.
Nice. Um, I was planning on tagging everyone at like the 5 minute mark, which is about to come up, but do you need help testing anything? Or, um,
I hope not.
I hope not.
okay.
I hope
I
I'm
mean,
ready
I
to
hope
you're,
I'm
go.
you're a
ready to
pro
go.
at it by now. You've been sharing your screen so often.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I did have a question. Did you want me to screen record it, or did you already have something in place for that?
Um,
Um,
if you would
if
like
you
for
would
a
like for a
backup,
backup,
just
Yeah,
in
yeah, yeah. I
case,
just
can
in
do that.
case,
Mm-hmm.
I'm using OBS
using
right now,
OBS right now.
Okay, perfect. I'll
and
probably be
And
better, but yeah, it never hurts to have a backup.
correct.
correct.
Such an important
Such an
day.
important day.
I know.
I just shared my
I just shared my
screen
screen.
just to test.
Yeah, I
Just a
can see
test.
it.
Okay.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
it looks
Perfect.
great, and your
Perfect.
mic sounds good, so
Awesome.
this will be good. All right, let me go ahead and make an updated post.
Yeah, I'll probably
Yeah, I'll
mute
probably mute
and let you
and let
introduce
you
me,
introduce me,
and then
Sounds
take
good.
and
over.
then take over.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Pintigordo. Hey everyone, we're gonna wait a couple minutes to let people come in, but we won't wait terribly long. Hope everyone's doing well. Nope, okay. Nice. McDonald's 93. Perfect. I will close the chat. Hey, Eli. New screen record. Hello everyone. We're just waiting a couple minutes, probably till like 2 minutes after, 1 or 2 minutes after. Feel free to...
Clementine.
Hey Eli, how's it going? Feel free to join in the text chat. We'll keep our mics muted while he's presenting, but you're definitely welcome to open the events Hangout text chat and fire away in there. Alright, I'm gonna start recording so I don't forget. Okay, it is. Glad everyone can make it. Hopefully this will be a hoppin' night. Just a reminder to keep muted and until the end if he opens the floor for Q&A. But until then, definitely keep your mics muted. I'm recording. I'm gonna introduce Abraham and then kick things off, let him take over. So the two things that I wanted to say is like a huge shout out to Abraham in general, because he's been such a huge help in bringing this community together for those Friday night movie hangs, and just in general, like being an awesome part of the community. It's exciting to have the energy that he brings to the group. And if you don't already know, and he will probably share more, he runs the Daily Candle Close News YouTube. So definitely go and support him. We will definitely be posting a recording of tonight's presentation and his links later. But it's gonna be a fire presentation tonight. So without that further ado, Abraham, do you want to get us started and share your screen?
Thank you. Clementine. Again, like she was saying, my name is John Michael, but everybody calls me Abraham. I look a lot like Abraham Lincoln. So I run the Daily Candle Close News, something I've been running on Facebook since the pandemic and C19 back in March of 2020. And I've converted that also to Rumble under Honest Abe, capital H, A, B3. And I just opened up, like she said, my YouTube that I'm uploading 3 years worth of work on to, called the Daily Candle Close News 9817. So just type that in. You should be able to find me by just typing in Daily Candle Close News. And I do a lot of waters inspired work, a lot of gematria, numerology, technical analysis, important dates to look out for, distractions, etc. So with all that being said, like she said, I'm going to try and bring the energy today on 322. And you know, this one's for all the pioneers, the aware wolves, the divergents and glitches, the blessed ones that they call crazy ones. the true speakers and the ones who refuse to be programmed by everyday national society. So I like to start my videos with a motivational, and that's what I'm going to do real quick. Because greatness has a cost. It reschedules our life, our plans for us without us even asking. You know, it puts our family and friends on hold. It makes us feel misunderstood, misguided at times, and it will put us in some deep, dark holes. Greatness demands everything from us. From your mind, your body, your spirit, and your soul. Losers always talk about how they hate to lose, but they don't do anything about it at the end of the day. Pioneers, aware wolves, diverges, and glitches, they'll do whatever the hell it takes. Winners and divergents and glitches and pioneers will show up, stay late, work hard, go in and go out, fourth quarter overtime until they win. They'll do it with people, anybody they can, that will help them. And they'll take them lessons to heart and put them in play. That's what pioneers do. The individual who is willing to endure more pain, more suffering, jump over more obstacles, more setbacks, more failures, will win in the end. And it's that simple. There's not another person out there that's willing to give more than me, than us pioneers. What are you willing to give up? Please mute your mic. What are you willing to give up? What you sacrifice in life, little and small sacrifices for bigger and better things, the effort you bring to the table every single day, you have to control that to reach your higher self. You have say over that power, that greatness within you. We're all destined to be greatness. Don't let anyone outwork you. If you're going to be successful in this game, this life, you got to have a dog within you that's ready to fight. And you got to go get that. Life ain't going to be easy. Ain't nobody going to hand you nothing. You still got to go to work. You still got to compete in this field that you're in. Life's still going to happen. So why are you trying to give up? Everybody's created equal. So just work harder. You got to succeed as bad as you want to breathe. You got to do what's right when no one is looking. Hard work, determination, grit. You cannot outwork a pioneer, an aware wolf, a divergent, a glitch. I will go to sleep later than you. I'll put in more work than you. I'll grind harder than you. I will grow more than you. That's the mindset you have to have. What are you going to do to separate yourself from the non-player character? You got to learn how to not to give in. You got to understand that greatness is within you, and you got to pull it out. You got to climb every mountain. You got to do whatever you got to do and not give up at the end of the day. Nobody ever said it's going to be easy. But I know greatness is within all of us pioneers, and you got what it takes. Everybody wants a prize, but nobody wants the process, to craft the skill to get to the outcome. Everybody wants to be a champion, but nobody wants to put in the work. It is the process of the grind that shapes you and forms you. It is not the game of life. You think you become a champion on the field, on the court? No, you become a champion when ain't nobody watching. Can I get a hello? You do life in your own way. What you want to do, what your higher self tells you to do. You become a champion in your prime when nobody knows what you're doing. When you're putting in those extra reps, those extra hours, going hard. If you want to be a diamond, then you must go through extreme pressure, because what you believe in your hearts and speak in your minds will eventually become your words and your reality. And what you repetitively do gets ingrained in your subconscious mindset. So, happy 322 everybody, and the start of what we're going to call
I think this
Ramadan,
is you. I'm still
which
going to talk today.
we're gonna
Not my
mute
fucking.
this guy real quick. Appreciate that. Um, but today is Ramadan, and it is the 9th month in the Islamic and Muslim faith that takes us all the way to 420. So starting today on 322, Skull and Bones Day, we get this time period. Ramadan is remembered as the month in which the Prophet Muhammad received the first of the commandments and revelations to make up the Quran. So very important. This has a lot to do with a time period of fasting. So I see this as an important time period starting today, leading into the next solar eclipse for the markets on 322 and 420. So that's very important. Obviously, Jordan has all shared this with us, and something we drew out on one of our Thursday night hangouts in live time was this little pattern right here, and we've just continued to follow this towards our 420 eclipse coming up. So very important, and I think Ramadan has a lot to do with this, and I think it's important that it starts on this day, 322. I know a lot of people, everyone knows today is associated with Skull and Bones and the Fraternity of Brotherhood from Yale University, but I'd like to take this a little bit deeper than that. I think it's more than just this signia and logo, because I believe that, well, it all comes down to math. 322 is part of the Lucas number series, very similar to the golden ratio of phi, or the Fibonacci sequence that we tend to see, or pi, 3.14. So very important. So the Lucas number, being the 13th Lucas number, is 322. So today being 322 in the 223 year, a day we will never see again in history. And I just think it's important because math is everything. Numbers are everything. We use math every day to forecast the weather, to tell what time it is, or the date and the year. We use math to handle money. Math can often be used to solve and analyze problems, patterns, puzzles, and crimes. Math is more than just numbers, formulas, equations, or fractions. It's simply logic, common sense, and always true. Using our minds together as pioneers, divergence, glitches, and aware wolves, we can solve the biggest hidden truths within this realm and matrix, because everything is numbers. So another number of the sequence is this 76 right here that we know we get when we type out Skull and Bones. So let's go ahead and do some numerology and connections today, because that's what this day is about. We get that 76 right there in reverse reduction. So very important. It's just another part of the number of the Lucas series. So today is also the birthday, what would have been the 43rd anniversary of the Georgia Guidestones. But we know that they, well, just all of a sudden had a sudden destruction shortly after CERN was activated. So pretty important. This 43, the 43rd birthday, this would have been the 43rd birthday today, 322. We know it was erected 43 years ago on March 22nd. Well, this 43 is plaguing us this month because March gives us that same 43 in numerology. And we just started yesterday the start of Aries, which ties us to the god of war. And when we type that out, you know, we get that same 43 in numerology, tying us in here. So very important. Obviously, the Fraternity of Brotherhood is from Yale, giving us that same 43 as well. So all that's important today. 4 plus 3 is 7 when truly broken down. 2 plus 2 plus 3, or 3 plus 2 plus 2 is 7. So just tying in some numerology here. But this ties us all back to the creators of Skull and Bones and the fraternity. It was William Russell and Alfonso Taft. So let's type their names out. do the and sign. And what we're going to get right here when we type out William Russell and Alfonso Taft, when I spell his name correctly. Yeah, I might have to look it up actually. Sorry, you guys. I thought I had it right. And I may have. But we should be getting an 87, which should tie us into the 87th element on the periodic table of elements.
Yeah, that
Well, I guess we're not. I could have swore we got a 87. Either way, those two are the creators of Skull and Bones University, and I thought we had an 87, and that was tying us into when I typed out their names. And I might have to type out and. That may be what it is because I put the and sign. But either way, when we look at the 87th element, it gives us the numerologic value of 223, the mirror of 322 today, which was created by a woman named Margaret Perry, and her birthday was October 10th, or October 19th, so the 119. So that 119 we know ties us into the all-seeing eye. But who is the all-seeing eye? Well, Saturn, Father Time, Odin, Kronos, is the all-seeing eye, giving us that 322 today on 322. So that ties us back into Skull and Bones, and of course some people would say the synagogue of Satan. Giving us that 223.
No, I'm going away from my.
Or the Illuminati bloodlines.
Look at that leftover meat that he has from last week. I don't want to go out the waste and he keeps going away.
Can you tell everyone to mute their microphones? It's really hard to hear you.
Thank
These
you.
potatoes really good. I'm the slice.
Appreciate that. You can actually right click if anybody would like to help. If you're using a computer, you can right click on their name if you see them talking and kind of mute them or put their volume all the way down. But some would say that's what this is tying us into, is the Illuminati bloodlines, all of this. But you know, it's really tying us into the ideology. Giving us that same 322. So they say there is only illumination, giving us that same 322 and that 119, the all-seeing eye. So when you do it without Saturn, we know we get the 119, 911. Bitcoin's most recent low, if you look at the charts, came in on 11.9, the reverse of 9/11. So remember that we just had our vernal equinox and the spring equinox, and we're in a uptrend. We get this little umbrella printed today on a 2-hour time frame, or on the 20th. I mean, the vernal equinox, or Ostara, the spring equinox, Eosta. We get a little rainbow top printed, so let's pay attention to that. It kind of might rain on us a little bit, back down to the 223 or the 322 exponential moving average. So very important. But we know that this also ties us into the Abrahamic religions that they preach on the world stage. Totally spelled that wrong. But giving us the same 322, that 115 that we get down here as well in the Illuminati ideology. That 115 is tying us into Lucifer, the light bringer, which is tied to Yale University and Skull and Bones, giving us that same 43. Okay, so very important. They know the truth. The great next recession is coming because they were behind the collapse of the world trade. And obviously you guys see that this is a more advanced way of decoding. I do not suggest that you just type in a bunch of words. You really just want to keep it down to one. But I only say that because George Bush Sr. was a known 33rd degree Freemason, a known bonesman and fraternity of brotherhood at Yale University in 1968, the same year that they coined coronavirus, the same year that they coined the 9/11 emergency code to call the police, the same year they started contracting plans to create the World Trade Center, and then 33 years later they bring them down when his son is in office. Both Bushes were known bonesmen. So I just know that the second great recession is among us. I totally spelled that wrong. Sorry. RECE. RECESSION. The second great recession should give us 115. Probably spelling that wrong, you guys. But anyways, I just know that the second great recession and depression is upon us. Maybe not anytime soon, maybe not this year, but probably towards 2030 is what I'm thinking. 2031, we're definitely going to see this. But all this, again, like I said at the beginning of the video, is tying us into always numbers. That's all it is. Pi ratio 314. Okay. I think I've been spelling some things wrong tonight, you guys. Sorry about that. Obviously, maybe a little nervous, but it's alright. Alright, so pi ratio 314, tying us back into the 13th Lucas number, tying us into 322, today being 322. So I just thought this was all pretty unique, and I think this is tying us back into the greatest story ever told. They keep us dumbed down, the masses, because I think they want to keep us asleep, obviously, and they don't want us to know that the Bible, the greatest story ever told, is really telling us that you are Jesus Christ. the Christ body, giving you 223, 74. Just like Lucifer and Jesus gives you both 74. Or just like energy, which is what you are, giving you 74. Or if you type in Lucifer and you connect the primes, because math is everything, and you update it, you get the 223. And Jesus and Lucifer just shows you it's the yin and yang, 322. So pretty important. A lot of things that I just wanted to share. It's symbolism, keeping us hidden, right in plain sight, and they share it with us. It's just we got to find the truth. It's a pretty advanced way of decoding some things that I wanted to share with you around some interesting finds between this number that I've found throughout my history of decoding. Obviously, we know the Queen's death. On my channel, I was able to call it back in January. I was able to preemptively program the masses that we would see her die last year. And I was able to say, run around work and make videos screaming London bridges falling down, my fair lady. But Queen Elizabeth II dead on September 8th, 322. So she died 32 weeks and 2 days before her upcoming birthday. So pretty important. Or we saw when C-19 took off, China was the first to have 322 cases, and then repetitively other places around the world just starting reporting 322 cases of the bear flu. Just have been able to make these connections again to the Georgia Guidestone's birthday today. Yale University, Bible verses, Genesis 3:22, and the Lord God said, "The man has now become like one of us, knowing good and evil. He must not be allowed to reach out his hand and take also from the tree of life and eat and live forever, to know the truth, knowledge, gnosis, wisdom within, that you are the Christ body within." So very important. Jesus saith unto him, "I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh unto the Father but by me." So again, but by me, by you, 322. So again, tying us in here. But it's symbolism, all tying us into the forbidden fruit, secret technology that we see. Some say that the elite want to add 22 more base pairs to our 44 base pair DNA. When you remove the X and Y, you have a 44 base pair DNA, making it a 66 base pair DNA. So that's what some are to believe. Who knows? That's speculation with the mRNA jabs or whatever. But we just see this. I was up at work this morning, had an itch to look at my phone, took a screenshot because it was 3:22 a.m. So very important. Just wanted to share a lot of connections with you guys. We know yesterday everybody was talking about an attempted possible arrest of the orange guy. And his house was raided on Mar-a-Lago on August 8th. Trump equals 88. Mar-a-Lago equals 88. Trump, 88. Mar-a-Lago. It's probably in another cipher. Equals 88. But anyway, if you take from August 8th till 321 yesterday, it was 32 weeks and 2 days, 322. Or we know Ellen DeGeneres, she's famous apparently, but she had a co-host or someone on her show named Twitch, and he just so happened to die 322 days after her birthday. So very important. Just things that I found along my way. I've got a ton of other connections, but I kind of want to open the floor up now for anyone and see what they have to say, or would like to know about today and its importance, because Pluto enters Aquarius. Today is the transition into Pluto entering Aquarius. I'm not a big astrological guy, so I couldn't tell you much about it. I just know it is important. And again, it is the start of Ramadan. The 21st, 22nd on my channel, I tend to teach people it tends to have a microstructure reset, recycle in the markets. And if you look at today, well, we hit the golden pocket of our previous fib pool right before 223 and the new moon right here of February, and had a sell off to close the CME gap, have pumped straight to the golden pocket, the 1618 golden ratio of phi, and now on the 22nd we get a sell off. So again, a reset, recycle in the markets. And when you type out reset, you get 22. You should, yeah. So very important. Or recycle, you get 22. Or change, we tend to get a change in volatility in the market around this time period. So again, not surprising, it's 322 and we see volatility to the downside in a liquidation fashion. So on the 2-hour time frame. So again, I'm going to open the floor for any and everybody that wants to say anything. You're welcome, Cordy G. Thank you. I certainly hope y'all can hear me. Thanks for sharing. Thank you, Pinchy Gordo. You're welcome.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, is this Gnomes?
Yeah.
Hey, how are you?
So, yeah, I'm fine. So, it was an amazing presentation. So, I just wanted to add that there was like a shooting or some kind of thing in Denver today. Okay. So, I've been seeing a lot of connections to Colorado. So, like, do you know any connections where Boston and Colorado, like, is there any connection between these two states?
Between Boston and shooting?
Yeah.
Where'd you say the shooting
Because
took place? In Denmark?
Denver, Colorado.
Denver,
So
Colorado.
between Massachusetts and Colorado. Yeah. Is there any connection between those two places? Because like I keep seeing certain things where like the both of them are being connected. That's why I just wanted to know whether there is some kind of history because the founder of Skull and Bones is Wilton Russell, right? So like that's Bill Russell, the basketball guy who died, basically. That's the same name, William Russell.
William Russell?
So
Huh.
yeah, so Bill Russell means William, right? Bill means William.
Yeah.
So
That's a nickname,
yeah,
Bill,
so,
for William.
yeah. So that's why I was thinking because today the shooting happened in Denver, Colorado. So that's why I was like, okay, maybe something to look into for the sports people. Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, no, I had no idea that
No,
that took
like
place,
because
right?
it happened today. Yeah, that's why
Yeah.
I was interested. Yeah,
Well, it's
because you
not
said William Russell, right? So it just struck me because
it's
William Russell just died last year.
Yeah, it's not surprising because I mean, when you look at the screen, the shooter, Adam Lanza, who was involved in the Sandy Hook scripted, narrative that we saw on the world stage. I'm not going to say whether it was real or not, but anyway, he used a .223 caliber, a semi-automatic rifle. We know skull is an ancient word for the word skull, and the crossbones, we know, dating back to pirates and everything, has always been a symbol for death and sacrifice, etc. So, but when you also type in the most recent one that we saw last year, Rob Elementary, you get 223. So I mean, when we see these shootings and things like this, like I'm not surprised to see them, you know, on these certain days, especially like today, a day that adds up to 81 in numerology, because what is that? That is, well, that is ritual 81, you know, and that's what we're seeing. That 17 in ritual, well, there was a shooting, so I'm sure somebody was, well, they might have been killed. Kill 17. So, you know, that's usually what happens in a shooting, to be quite frank. So very important. But I did have a sneak peek of a quick show that I wanted to share with you also, from the series FBI, the 5th season, episode 11. And let's watch. I gotta mute it, so I'll read it out real quick. And let's watch it, because we're gonna pay attention to the 22 minute and 3 second mark. And right here he says he's opened up numerous shell accounts over the last few months, over $1 billion worth, originating where? Colombia. Sounds like his dad, etc. Exactly. The most recent transaction withdrawal was an offshore account, 200 million, and he said he transferred it into cryptocurrency, Bitcoin. So let's go back, because at the 200 million second mark, we see 223, 200 million, 223. And I'm not saying cryptocurrency and Bitcoin's going to 200 million this year, but I'm just paying attention to when they put this 200 million in this. Maybe it was organic source code, because I believe that's what a lot of this numerology and numbers connections is Pareto's law, 80-20. The ability for us to see it and use it to our advantage. So I'm paying attention to, in the future, seeing Bitcoin go to 200 million. And I'm only saying that because when you go back to season 4, episode 2, not surprising, the 4-2 tying us into Saturn, and you go to the 7-minute mark, and this dude's getting arrested because this is a guy that performed a hack, and you go into the part where he talks. Listen right here, or I know you can't listen, but you can read. He met a guy in a chat room, and he paid me 20K in Bitcoin at the 7-minute and 11-second mark, and we know Bitcoin equals 117. So again, this was September 28, 2021 when this video released. So where was Bitcoin at that time period? Right down here. We were at 42K on September 28th. Okay, so again, season 4, episode 2, Bitcoin's at 42K. I knew eventually, after watching that episode, that Bitcoin would one day go back to 20K just by watching that episode. We hit a 69K top. I was in one of my videos. I said 3 weeks in advance, could we see Bitcoin hit 69K in the year of Saturn, what I was calling 2021, the year of Saturn. And we did. And we eventually came back to 20K. So very important how you can watch a TV series and see maybe future price action in cryptocurrency. It's all over the show. It's all over all kinds of shows right now. Like The Blacklist. The latest episode was about cryptocurrency. Not surprising. They're preemptively programming the masses to get ready for the change in monetary. So again, I've got some more connections I guess I can share later. But again, I'm going to continue to open the floor, let you all talk. Clementine, my show is called The Daily Candle Close News. If someone was asking, you can find me on Facebook, Rumble at Honest Abe, or again, YouTube, Daily Candle Close News 9817. Glad to see a lot of people making it out tonight on 322, you guys. That's humbling. Peanut Butter Jesus, Poppy, Transmuter, Chili, Cordy G. Again, a lot of people Some people I haven't seen in here before, but glad to have you.
I missed the beginning of the presentation. Did you go over how 322 is the 13th Lucas number?
Yes, sir. Actually, I did.
Okay, good.
I've got that pulled up right here, and I also talked about how you also have 76 in there as well. Being skull and bones gives us that 76. We tend to see a lot of date numerologies with scripted events around that 76. Ripple, a cryptocurrency, my number one holding on my channel, just personally for my portfolio, not financial advice. It gives us that 76. Or Mercury. It gives us 86 like Ripple does. But yeah, I did go over that.
Did you tie it to the 13th tarot card?
Yeah, well, I didn't, but the 13th tarot card is the death card, and the skull in Skull and Bones represents the Grim Reaper, Death, Saturn, Kronos, Odin, the Timekeeper, the God of 1,000 names.
Exactly.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. All right, you covered your bases. Cool.
I'm trying to. I feel like
I
I'm leaving
apologize
a lot
for
out.
missing the beginning.
Oh no, it's recorded, so you can go back and look and view, for
Okay,
sure.
cool.
But again, anybody else have anything to say before I just keep going and rambling? I'm trying to, make sure we're on here for at least an hour and 19 minutes, or, if y'all really want to go for 2 hours and 23 minutes, we'll figure it out. We'll let the numbers work it to our advantage. Peanut Butter Jesus loves my accent. I do not know exactly what kind of accent you're saying I have, but thank you. Yeah, I was actually raised in Bama for 12 years, conky, plus or minus. So I did a lot of growing up in Bama, where champions are born and legends are made. So you picked the accent that I grew up with correctly. I was born in Ohio, but I lived in Florida a little bit, Alabama. So yeah, now in North Carolina. So you were right. All right. Well, again, the floor is open. If anybody wants to speak, I'm gonna do a little bit more catching up on what I had to present for today, which was just simply some more numerology around the 81st day of the year. Again, it's more than that. 81. It's also 18. But when you tie today all the way back to the day the world changed forever, when they shut the world down for 14 days, that ended up until, well, like still now. Friday the 13th, we see that's 1,104 days, or 36 months and 9 days, that 369, or 3 years, 1 week, and 2 days. Just an anagram for 321 or 123 go. So I thought that was pretty important. 3 years, 9 days, the mirror of 93, we get in Saturn, Father Time. But this 114 was really important to me because I know I'm going to slaughter it. But when you type out DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid, you get 114. And I always thought that was a pretty interesting number and a connection, because we all are tied to this 114. Obviously this 201, this 102, and in Chaldean you're getting the 69. That's tying us into Father Time, Saturn, Kronos. So I thought that was important because it's just letting us know who we are. This 18, 81, as above, so below. It's letting us know that we are the Christ within, giving us that same 18. The Christ body, the Matrix body. We are Jake, Natiri from Avatar, and we got to connect back to Awa, Mother Nature. You know, we are Neo, or Trinity. So I'm just trying to teach you all that this 8118, we can't waste our hours, minutes, and seconds in the day giving us that same 81. Every day is a ritual, and every day we're blessed to be able to wake up. That 108 being a, drop to zero, you get 18 as above, so below, but 108 symbolizing the spiritual number of completion. So very important. But this 81 lets us know that nothing is random, you guys. Period. Giving us that same 81. Okay? So I'm just trying to teach you that everything counts. I'm gonna spell everything right. Boom, giving us that same 81 twice. So, it's our ability to, be able to speak this language that I'm teaching or trying to teach here on my channel, because I believe it's the language of the angels that I'm Language, giving us that same 81. And I'm trying to teach all my pioneers divergence, glitches, to speak this language with a gangster dialect. Okay, but giving us that same 76 also tying us into skull and bones. I wonder if they know that this is the language of the angels. So it just makes me wonder, but my whole point is to teach us how to evolve and ascend. I'm slaughtering everything tonight, sorry you guys, but evolve, giving us that same 81. But it ties us into the 81st element, or not 81st element, but the recent bank collapse at Silicon, that we saw this month in March. The 3 6s that we get, 3 times 6 is 18. Christ, 18, the matrix body. Okay, everything leads back to Rome, they say, giving us that same 18. But it's all really the chrism that is Rome. Okay, the Christ body, the chrism, the Christos, the Christ within, the cerebral spinal fluid that activates your inner sun, giving us that same 18, because you are completely just source energy, giving us that same 81. So very important. Boom, just don't get caught up in your ego, you guys, giving us that same 18. So just having fun with the numbers. I love the fact that today is the 81st day of the year, and 2023 gives us 81. 223. So obviously, not surprised, like Gnomes was saying, to see a shooting or whatever on today, or any kind of other event transitioning out of today, within the next few days. Wouldn't even be surprising. So very important. And also, we speak about money here on Water's channel, on my channel. Money giving us that 18 as well, being the mirror of 81 today. So not surprising to again see them take money from people who bought at the 1618 when the RSI has been showing a bearish divergence, and now we're back into, well, we're getting ready to accumulate. Not financial advice. From overheld, overbought, to almost oversold, underbought. So
Yeah, it's a stop loss hunt.
yeah, it really was. I mean, and me and RC3 Moore on 318, we just got together on my Discord because it's something that I've been trying to create in the background, slowly. I haven't really been in it a lot in the last few months, but I added him to it, and we had a 3-hour and 18-minute hangout on 318, and that was not planned, but we talked about a lot of this that you're seeing on the screen right now, this move, and everything. And then we were in the Thursday night hangout, and we were right here talking about some TA, and then I was speaking about the 223 exponential, or 22,300. I think that's what that is. Range, yeah. And well, we fell right back down to it in that live video, and that was like a 4-hour hangout that Thursday night. And we were speaking all about this possible bear trap to the closing the CME gap, and we've kind of really, if you look at it, we're kind of possibly coming back to close this gap right here, because I mean we just gapped up from this gap and opened up another one. So, and we did the same thing right here. We kind of gapped up to the upside. It was very small, I mean almost unnoticeable, and well, we just closed that. So, but I noticed another gap right there. If you look at it, like, it's pretty huge. So we could come all the way back down to around 20,300, 20,000 psychologically. Who knows? Kind of like a double bottom pattern, but I'm not saying that. But this could be later in the year when we come back down and feel that. Who knows? But I just kind of noticed that other huge gap right there. Not many people are talking about, but the range I see us coming to is this 786, 702 golden pocket, and where the 223 and 322 exponential moving averages are, to come back and retest those, because we hang out above them. De-risk, not financial advice. We accumulate the bear traps, we sell the bull traps. Little that's a umbrella, so you want to sell it. We're in a rising wedge pattern with a 6-8% chance of a breakdown after what I was calling on RC3 Moore's hangout, like a 1 2 3 4 5, but I was wrong. I kind of need to be looking at it as a 1 2 3 4 is the more drawn out, longer wave and Elliott wave, and a 5, and that could be wrong, but that's how I was playing it, and it worked out into a rising wedge, hit the 1618, and of course we were already de-risking at 28k, because it's been a level that we've been looking out for in this kind of megaphone pattern, getting ready to head up to 32,200, hello, in the 223 year, or towards that 38k. So something we've had in our exit strategy for quite some time. But again, floor is open. Anybody want to chime in?
One thing I've noticed within the last week or so is, with the bank crisis, is the divergence away from Bitcoin's algorithm with certain coins like XRP, XLM, XDC. It's pretty significant considering that 98% of the crypto market has followed Bitcoin's pattern throughout the history of crypto. So that's significant to me. And then, you have XRP ripped up yesterday, along with a few others. And it appears to be that XRP and XDC are playing back and forth between each other.
There has been some correlation in the past to the XRP, XDC, XLM pairing a lot that I've seen previously. Like if XRP is at, I think 30 cents, I think I would see like 0.3 cents, or I don't know what it was, but like I would see some correlation there, pretty similar to price, but it was off before. Because I hold both of those. That's I've seen that.
I do as well. And yeah, if you look at the XDC, you can just notice how it's, whenever XRP went up, XDC came down.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of, yeah.
Yeah, this is looking like an ABC corrective wave, impulsive wave, corrective wave, probably back down to this 322 range, right at the 322, 223 exponential moving averages on the 2-hour time frame. I mean, it's pretty choppy. You get a lot of gaps and stuff on the 2-hour time frame for XDC, but it still it's one of them coins that I think, is still needs to, form more time. A lot of these cryptos, obviously, Bitcoin's only 14 years old. So,
Why I was talking about the ones with the X's, X marks the spot is a pirate term, which the Skull and Bones is pirate themed.
Yeah.
So
all these pump towards 322 and hit a top on 322 or 321. Yeah.
Exactly. And then we have those eclipses that cross each other in America.
The X
The
coming
the
up. Yeah.
2024 that's coming up. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
that's
think that's what we're working towards with all the things that we're seeing on the world stage right now, that we're about to
it's,
see alien invasions, probably a Joe Biden batter change, who knows. Um,
uh, and you have the Florida DeSantis, whatever his name is, the Florida governor came out and went against CBDCs, and he waited until he was actually hated by the public. He didn't do it during a time that the public liked him. He waited until he had bad press to say, "Hey, let's crack down on these CBDCs."
Huh,
So it's
I didn't
just
see that, but that's
yeah,
interesting. So he's against central bank digital currencies, and he's for crypto.
uh-huh.
Okay. Which I
He's
mean,
against.
I,
Yeah.
I don't know how you feel about it, but how do you feel about crypto and CBDCs? Like, do you really think there's a difference, or do you still believe that they were created by the same entities?
Oh,
Because that's my belief.
it's definitely institutionalized, but like you're not like you're not going to get rich by going against the current or going against the universe. You know, whenever you go against the universe, you're going to have a really hard life.
Right.
So you just ride the waves of the whales.
Yeah.
That's
But
why we're here. We're following their patterns. They've laid out this market. This is just we're just reverse engineering their mentality, their mindset.
yeah, and I fully agree. And I'm in there. I think we can still make money along the way. But when you look at blockchain and it gives you that 57, we're coming out of Super Bowl 57 in the 23 year. The mirror this 32 in Chaldean being the purest cipher. And I'll get to peanut butter Jesus's question in just a minute on what other ciphers I use. But we just came out of Super Bowl 57, but it gives us this 42. Same as slavery gives us 42, and Saturn gives us 42. But we know Jackie Robinson was the first black baseball player. They try and teach us that, you know, they were slaves for the last 400 years, but nonsense. They used to be kings, pharaohs, and queens. Anyways, but
What I think the movie Spaceball, it's they asked the supercomputer what the answer to the universe is, and it says the answer is 42.
well, yeah,
I
because
just bought
again,
the T-shirt.
uh,
It goes with pi. It correlates with pi, and the two
math.
circles. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
math, 42. So, that 14 that you get in the purest cipher of math, that ties you into God, which is giving you that 14. But time, which we know is a man made construct, but time giving you 14 as well. But, we're all math. We're all God. God giving you 17 and 10. 5 plus 5 is 10. And what else gives you 17 and 10? Man. Man is created in the image of God. 17 and 10. Image of the Elohim is what it says in the true Bible. Um,
10 fingers, 10 toes.
yeah. So yeah. 10 being the binary code that we are made up of in the matrix realm. This computer simulacrum known as the sorry, I was going to say toroidal field, but it's a terrarium is what I call it. I consider it to be a little fishbowl. Back in the what's that song? Just two fish swimming in a anyway, I don't remember who used to sing that. Pink Floyd or somebody. My mom used to listen to it, and that's how I always felt like we were, just in a fishbowl.
Yeah, basically. We are, and I could go deep into this. I was trying to save it for next week, but I could go over it because I think I'm going to do this next week. I could go over it, but basically, it is about the simulation and using these cheat codes and how I'm going to tie it into like, yeah, we are in a simulation. We are here to get back. We fell. We are part of the fallen angels, so we got to get back. So like the material world is literally hell. And
Yeah, I
I was
believe that too. I believe that too. I believe we're, whether descendants from the Nephilim or the Anunnaki or whatever you believe. I mean, we're here. We're here for a reason. We either chose to came here, we were sent here, one to two. And I do believe we're descendants of the fallen angels.
oh, for sure.
And when we see alien invasions, it's not going to be again alien. I believe it's going to be what they've always told us. We're going to see fallen angels, period. Like,
You don't think it'd be the Rapture?
I don't know. I mean, it could just be a Project Bluebeam or what came from Project Blue Book and ufology type of something they portray in the sky using some kind of holographic technology by kind of playing it off the dome, the firmament, like in the Hunger Games.
Yeah,
Whenever
but like
I
Project
doubt it. Like
Bluebeam is
that's
so
very that's yeah
oversold. It's
yeah. There's a
people
great
know. I
there's a
don't know.
great book
Like,
by Jordan Maxwell that you can read that really exposes a lot of it, and I forget the name of it,
mhm.
but yeah, it is oversold. But I do see they're gonna have to do something. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Right.
to keep
Like
us divided.
it could be the Rapture. They could try to sell it as an alien abduction.
That's that's
And
that's what I see. Again, being in the rabbit year, the year of the rabbit, Ramadan. We were talking about that earlier. It gives us 52. Oh Lord.
that'd
Um,
be cool if like get raptured and come back 7 years later and we're all rich because we're holding cryptocurrency. That's why you should store your shit on a ledger.
well, I got almost all mine on a ledger. I really
Oh,
just
for
long
sure.
long term hold and continue to send there. Like I've
I have
already.
about I have about 5% on exchange, just for to like
Ready to go?
swap
Yeah.
if I need to.
Where do you want to go?
Yeah, I've got a small trading thing on BitTrue and a few other places, but
Yeah.
most of it's locked away.
Yeah.
Um,
Good as it.
and for my son, my family in the future. That's really what it's for. I'm not really
Yeah,
interested
same.
in making money off of it. Like I've been broke. I know how to work a job. I'm not lazy. Um, I know how to hustle. I
Oh,
come
I'm trying to get rich and work for myself.
right, right. I heard that.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, like we all have our goals.
Right.
It's not.
My goal is to just set my son up for the rest of his life, and
Yeah.
maybe work for him one day. Like to me, he's the president of my life. Like it's not Joe Biden or Donald Trump or whoever. The only one I vote for is my son.
Oh, show. Feel ya.
7:01, 7 o'clock on the dot. So we've been at it an hour, you guys. So definitely gonna want to go an hour and 19 minutes, an hour and 37 minutes. Ramadan started today. It equals 137. I guess that disappeared down there. So we'll type it out again. And again, it lasts until the upcoming solar eclipse on National Pot Smoking Day or Hitler's birthday. But Ramadan giving us that 18 like we were talking about earlier, tying us into 47 like we got in time, which is just a construct. But I think that's important because it gives us 55 and 20, 52 and 25 as well, and we're in the rabbit year. 55, 22. We were just talking about that 47 as well. So I think that's important because we were talking about aliens just a minute ago, and Donnie Darko. If you've ever watched that movie, it gives you the 43. We're in the month of March. March gives you 43, but it gives us that 110 we get in rabbit as well. So I thought that's interesting. The rabbit, Bugs Bunny, was the first one ever abducted from national television on the world television by a UFO, so by an alien. But remember, ALIEN. Okay, take the A and the E away, and it spells lie. They told us Neil Armstrong, Neil, Neil A, landed on the moon. Take the A and the N away, and it all spells lie, giving you a 55, 17. Okay, that 55 tying us into again the fallen angels that we were just talking about. So when you see these, whatever on the world stage, just know what it is. It's the fallen angel. It's not
44.
44. Yeah, that's very powerful. 42 tying us into Saturn, Chronos, Father Time. God.
44 is I call the 44 the master destroyer number because 4 plus 4 is 8. When you have 8 points, you have a cube, and it ties back to the Saturn time cube. And that ties us right back into hell.
Demiurge, the Gnostic creator destroyer, gives you 44, so I can understand why you would associate the 44 with, with that, because again,
That's awesome.
kill gives you 44. And we saw a 44-year-old officer put his knee on George Floyd, okay, on the 44th parallel. You know, this was a scripted event. The man had a double-headed sigma of the boule on his chest, you know what I'm saying? And then he was later seen in a porn video. Anyways, but they give him a golden casket and all this nonsense. I'm not, you know, again, the world is a stage and everything is planned out. And when you learn how to read it with this language of the angels that I'm trying to teach you how to speak with a gangster dialect, you can see this. Again, George Floyd got out of cop car 320, or it was a Mercedes-Benz model 320. The cop got out of cop car 320. You know, it's all scripted. So anyway, but you know, I'll behave. They might kick me off for that one, but but I can see why you associate 44 with the destroyer number. It's the door, the Dalek.
Yeah.
It's the two doors. It's the
Yeah,
Travis.
yeah.
It's the Travis Scott concert, November 5th, 11/5/115. Lucifer, when he wore the T-shirt with the angels or the demons going through the doorway, 2 on each side, representing the 2 4s. So
Yeah.
yeah.
If you want to go to your numbers property calculator, type in 1134 and look at the number of properties on that. 1134 upside down spells hell. And is it in hexadecimal 4404? Yeah, hexadecimal 4404. And what's significant about that is 4 times 4 times 4 is 64.
Correct.
And you get the Nintendo 64. And also, AMD, the GPU processing company, the AMD is 1134.
Right. And one thing is when you just type it in before you get the properties, you see that 233. That's a Fibonacci and a prime number. So remember that. That's not just a fib. It's a Fibonacci and a prime, the 51st prime, or the 13th Fibonacci. So that's tying us into, again, today, Skull and Bones, the 13 symbolizing the tarot in death, the death card, the transmutation state. So also, when you look at other ciphers, and I'm about to get to your question, Peanut Butter Jesus, about what other ciphers I use. For instance, this is one. I don't just use them all, and I don't like to, again, like I said, dilute my decoding like I did at the beginning of the video, even though I think I made some mistakes with some spelling and stuff. But I like to use certain ciphers, but Lucifer also gives us that 444. Jay-Z released his 444 album in the Sumerian. Sumerian is one of the most ancient cultures. Sumerian, Mesopotamian, Babylonian. So that, the Latin, the Hebrew, using Greek isopsophy, but using those things with the Greek language, with the Hebrew language, and Hebrew cipher is how I like to do that. I like to use the keypad sometimes because we all use a keypad to type out. But other than that, I really try and stay with the primes and the Fibonacci, the Chaldean, and the Francis Bacon cipher, knowing how to use the Francis Bacon cipher. If you don't, there's plenty of tutorials. But the Sumerian's good sometimes, and as well as the Satanic. I try and stay away from it because it's usually, you know, demonized and negative connotated. But I pay attention to it a little bit when it adds to something like Lucifer or death or something from a Bible scripture or something to pertain to this made up Santa Satan character that they give us. So that's to answer Peanut Butter Jesus's question. But I really like to use the select bases and the Chaldean for my work on the Daily Candle Close News, like Jordan does, like, you know, a lot of other people do, just to keep it simple, to teach others how to do it, with the markets as well.
Because if they are, how do they gratify and if the goal is something else?
See if there were any more questions. Uh-oh. Cordy G said he spent fire. Thank you, Cordy G. I appreciate it. I now feel like I'm kind of getting in my zone a little bit. Oh, he says, I think I just decoded. Oh, you think I just decoded a Mr. Pool post with the 1, 2, 3 pages? Really? I'm not sure. I wonder if you can share that in the. I'm not sure what you're talking about there. I used to follow Mr. Pool in 2020, but then I realized I was getting nowhere.
I can share a link. Hang on.
Yeah. My birth year is 1981. That's cool. My football number was 81. My father, unfortunately, passed away at 81. So kind of hate that number now, but I still love it because I wore it. I wore it with pride because it was his number in football as well. So this 81's, that's why it's behind my name, Abraham 81. A homage to my father. So that's pretty cool, Conky. I like that. Put a heart right there. I'm obviously reading the chats right now, you guys, seeing if y'all have any questions. Dude, did you just say inner sun? Yeah, I said inner sun. We are the source. We are this. Okay. The sun is the 19th card in the tarot deck. Sun. Okay. Okay. So very important. That is our spirit, giving us 19. Okay, tying us into the tarot here. That is our, spirit. That is our shell, giving us 19. That is our spirit, shell, and I forget what else. I might think of it in a minute, but I did say that, dear. He did see a putty cat.
So
19 is also the sun card in the tarot, I think. So, like, it 19 is like really powerful in that way. Like, I've seen a lot of 19 connections. So, also a lot
Ra
of New York related
Ra
things
gives us
give me
19.
19.
That's what it
Yeah.
was. So thank you for bringing that up, Gnome. That's what I was gonna get to. It ties us back to the ancient sun god in Egyptian mythology, Ra. That's that's so. Thank you. You hit it right on the mark. I was forgetting it. But I had a profound vision the other night, and have become obsessed with the concept, reality of cultivating the inner sun now, and fasten as why am I doing it? Well, there's an inner sun within all of us, but there is also the inner sun within the world as well. The black sun. Okay, they teach us about the sun in the sky, and I know China's got its artificial sun. Some people are claiming there's two suns, etc. But there's Sola Negra, and it's known as the black sun, and that's what I think really Bitcoin is. I know Waters refers to it as the sun, but when you look at it deeply and you type out black sun, you're getting that same 11745 in numerology, that 99 tying you into Jupiter again. But we know Bitcoin gives us that 117 as well. And all this ties us in to the magnum opus. Okay, so that's very important as well. And that is,
Magnum opus.
I don't know if y'all heard that, but I played it for you. But the magnum opus, I do believe, gave us 117 as well. I could be mistaken. No, it gave us 41 and 47. Satoshi Nakamoto, that's the 15th prime, but he's 47 years old. 41 is the mirror of 14. This 140, Bitcoin is 14 years old, dropped to zero. So very important. That's where magnum opus came into play. But there was something else that gave us 117 with the black sun. Huh. I had to think about it. But yeah, that's what I really think Bitcoin is. And we have an inner sun within us, and I believe it's our goal to not let it become black, to let it burn out rather than to fade away. I think there's truth in that saying that Kurt Cobain left behind.
For some people who might just like a short comment. So, speaking of Magna Opus and 41 and Bitcoin and stuff like that, FYI, Jasmine was founded on the 41st birthday of Satoshi Nakamoto. So don't
don't feel that water's dumped it, so don't dump that coin. Like,
What are you
do
talking about?
research.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, Jasmine was founded on the 41st birthday of Satoshi Nakamoto, and it is Japanese and it has the similar logo, orange color with a white text.
Oh yeah, I mean that's I've got a little play into it because I saw it was down so much percent in such a long period, and
It's not even about like
I
that.
don't
Like it's just
I'm gonna hold
esoterically
it.
insanely tight. That is the crazy thing.
I'm gonna hold it because
So
I ain't got but like a 1% portion in it,
yeah,
and
for me, it's like I hold like 10% of my portfolio in Jasmine because that'll give me more returns than Bitcoin any day, anyway. I know that. Like I'm that confident in that because I did a lot of crazy research on that. Like not in terms of fundamentals only, even in esoteric terms, because they're founded in Japan and they're formed on Satoshi's birthday. Like, and the Japanese government is behind them. You don't need anything else. Like as simple as that.
right, yeah, I just think maybe Waters is maybe it's just not best for his portfolio, and we can
No,
fully
it's just
respect that.
they
Yeah.
delisted it from Binance US. That is why, because he only uses that exchange. That is why
Oh,
he's
okay.
still stuck with VeChain and Theta and
Yeah.
those ancient coins. So,
Yeah, well, I mean, he just doesn't want to venture out into other places to find it. And
yeah,
I
exactly.
can respect
He's a
that.
trader, right?
So
He's not an investor basically. He's just an investor in BTC, ETH, and XRP. So, like, because he has a lot more capital, right? So it matters how much capital you have. I completely understand. If I had $1 million or something, I would never put in any of the altcoins. I'll just go with BTC and ETH.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. I
yeah.
mean, I know he's got some V Chain, Theta, T Fuel, and a few other small things, but I know his major, like you said, his major, the top three.
Yeah.
Like you're saying. Crypto Cake says, Crypto Cake says I still can't figure out when to sell after doing this for 2 years. I should have sold XRP at 49 cents and rebought lower. I wish someone would smack me in the head and say sell. Listen, Crypto Cake, not financial advice, but let's look at this chart real quick. And this XRP, we'll just zoom out. It's something I've been teaching my pioneers about for quite some time. It, just like Waters has, it moves euphorically and rapidly in this Bart Simpson head. So it's best to just build horizontal trading ranges. So we were accumulating on my channel and teaching people around this 32 cents, 322, and the upcoming 223 and now 223 year. Um, so we of course had that 36. This got moved, but it used to be 369. Because of Nikola Tesla. So I don't know. That must have got moved sometime when I was moving the charts. But this is 369. So we had a horizontal trade-in range right there. So we knew that for quite some time we were in this pattern right here. So we were using accumulation, de-risk ranges over time, and it worked out. And then obviously we knew there was a possible chance of a pump higher. So what we did to figure out, there's that 42 number we've been talking about tonight that ties us into math. Everything, numbers is everything, like I stated in the beginning of the video. Saturn 42. So of course we were going to use that as a possible de-risking range. We weren't going to sell everything, Crypto Cake, not financial advice, but we were going to de-risk at 42 and also at 41 because XRP equals 14, the mirror of 41. Okay, so 14 cents ain't bad. 41 cents isn't bad. I figured that'd be icing on the cake. 43, not so much important as 47 to me because I know 43 is March right now. Getting a lot of connections there. Yale 43, 322 today. But anyway, 47 was a range I've had for some time because it's the 15th prime number. Again, that dated back to last year being the year of the tiger. Tiger equals 15 in numerology. Bitcoin finally fell to 15K. And then it's been in an uptrend since to a high of 28,000. So already up 13, almost 14,000, and it's 14 years old. Okay, so using 47 as a de-risking range that we just had a limit order today, or yesterday, 321 go hit. Okay, so all we had to do was have a limit market order sale ready, and we get a notification while we're at work yesterday that we made a little bit of profit, and then we automatically set reaccumulation levels in case we come back down. And where do we set them? At our previous rejection ranges, closer to the 322, 223 exponential moving average, because we were in a falling wedge pattern, descending wedge pattern that has a 68% chance of a breakout. Uptrend, corrective wave, uptrend, corrective wave over time. We're moving linear always, but in an uptrend slowly. And the next range is 51. Why? Because again, XRP equals 15. So the mirror of 51. Everybody says when moon 51. Okay, so very important. Just using these and the code as possible de-risking ranges. My next range is 62 cents because when you type out Ripple XRP, you get 62, the 42. So again, another reason why I was using 42 cents as a de-risking opportunity. So none of this is financial advice. Again, $1.34 in the near distant future. That's where we got to sell off from, and have been in a downtrend since our $1.96 sell off. We couldn't hold support of $1.34, and we've been in a perpetual downtrend. We'd have to go to the daily time frame to see that. But that came in obviously right here. So boom, pretty interesting. So just this trend line that we've talked about on Waters' channel, on my channel, for quite some time. And mine's drawn a little bit different, so I've got mine breaking out. But if we were to go to logarithmic scale, it's definitely drawn different than Waters. But mine's already broke out the way I have it drawn. So obviously I think that adds confluence to why we're seeing what we're seeing on the daily time frame. We're just twin towering almost right now and holding support of the 223, 322 in between these two moving averages on 322. So I think this is just purely astrologically tied to Eosta, Aries, the astrological new year that just started, because that's something I forgot to bring up, was astrological new year gives us, if I can ever spell something right tonight, 223. So very important. That 110 in the year of the rabbit, 110. So 88 miles an hour to go to the future. There were 88 keys on a piano board. So very important. Right, floor is open again. Come on, let's do it. I'm going to try and get back to some more questions while I allow somebody else to talk. So hopefully that helps you out, CryptoCake. Not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. This is just me documenting my journey into the digital decade and the new quantum financial system, leaving a breadcrumb, Hansel and Gretel style, for my son to watch one day.
So, to be really honest, I'm totally, I'm someone who is totally opposite of whatever anyone does in this group, to be really honest. So, if you have a portfolio of less than $50,000, I feel that you have to be a bit more adventurous if you want to make some life-changing gains. I'm being really honest, like because BDC ETH XRP won't give you those gains. I'm sure of that. Unless you're planning to hold it for 20 years, like something like that. I'm being totally frank about it. That is my thesis. I'm open from anybody's challenge me on why it's not like that. But maybe the only case in which it goes well is if we have 1929 2.0, or we have a Zimbabwe situation where we hyperinflate. Those are the only two cases where I feel you can make some kind of meaningful money with those three coins.
With what three coins? Say that again, just so everybody is aware. are the three you're talking
BTC,
about?
ETH, and XRP. Yeah, those three.
And you don't believe there's no money to be made in those?
I'm talking about life-changing gains. I'm talking about
Well,
in terms of
I
life-changing, I
I
mean like
I
50x.
disagree.
I,
That's what
I
FTX.
and Gnome's brother, I can understand, like, and I support your theory, but I just got to speak from my journey. In 2020, as a single father, when my two jobs told me you're done, 14 days, like that's it, you're going on unemployment, and then I didn't get paid for 11 weeks, back pay, rent, owed, lights, getting threatened to get cut off until, the government's allowed, the moratorium where they couldn't do that. I took all my money, less than $800, before I even got my first stimulus check and invested in the XRP alone and watched that triple. I then got my first stimulus check and almost bought an entire Bitcoin and watched that go to $16 and then $24,000, and then sold and diversified back into XRP, Ethereum, and a VeChain, a few other cryptos, and then watched them change my life. So
You have to.
it's about execution and a mindset. It's about learning how to read the charts and knowing
No,
when to.
I'm talking about
there's money to be made in
see,
any asset.
there's money to be made in forex. Okay, I know people who have made $1 million in forex trading. Okay, I know personally. Okay, I'm not hating. There's no money in anything. I'm talking about there's. It's not for everyone. That's what I'm saying. For example, people have jobs. People have 100 other things to do. So if you're just an investor and not an active trader, or you get my point, right? So you cannot make a ton of money if you invest in only those three coins. That's what I'm saying. You have to be a bit more adventurous. That's what I'm saying. That's my thesis.
Diversification. You're suggesting diversification.
I'm not suggesting diversification. I'm suggesting multipliers. That's all.
Okay.
So for
Well,
example, my thesis is, for example, right? So people will be like, okay, I'm not really sure of this project or that project or something like that, okay? But the thing is, to be really honest, okay, any day of the week, I'll put my money on Alliance Block before I put my money on XRP, okay? Because they both belong to the same fucking WEF, okay? It doesn't matter if it's XRP or if it's XLM or if it's XDC or if it's any of those other ISO or HBAR or any of them, okay? So they're all part of the same thing. Why not? Why will I invest in XRP when I can invest in NXRA, which is basically all Cypher's moon? It's like a heavily moon connected coin. And the CEO's name is literally Saturn. Why will I not invest in that?
Right.
So that's the thing for me. I tend to dig deeper. So for me, this is my fundamental analysis. You get my point, right? It's not that I only like what they're doing. It's also about they have good partnerships. It's same thing with Ripple, right? It's not only the riddles, okay? It's also who they have and what contacts they have and the real fundamentals behind the project, right? It's not only that Rossi Rios is there, so I'll invest. You get my point, right?
Right.
So similarly, if you look at NXRA, so they had a nice recent hack, okay? So I actually tripled down my position after the hack because it happened on the 1st February, 1, which is basically Saturn. And I wrote the CEO's name, and his name was 21 in Chaldean, okay? And then they released the coins on 2/23 in 2023, the new coin. And all three ciphers, it matched with the moon. NXRA equals moon in 3 ciphers. Okay. So that was and there was a 22-day gap between the coin releasing and coin coming out, coin getting hacked and the new coin coming out. You get my point, right? So for me personally, I will put my money on that coin than XRP because of the market cap. As simple as that. I'm a practical person. That's my thinking. You get my point, right? Because I want to get the maximum bang for my buck. And I know what they're doing. They're going to connect TradFi and DeFi, which is really important. And they are the only ones who are doing it.
I really think you should get a lot of this put together and get with Clementine and D Vortex and honestly I'd be interested if you did your own little Wednesday night
I actually wanted
presentation.
to do one night, but like I didn't know how to I didn't know I had to reach out because someone
Yeah, I
told me
mean,
that, hey,
I
do you
didn't.
want to do it or
So
not?
they just
Like,
reached out to me, and so I don't know. I just think it's this 322 and 223 is something I've used for over a year now in my channel to help change my life again by using the source code, which is organic that plays out in our everyday life again because
yeah.
it's math. Um, so I just think it was organic synchronicity that D Vortex reached out to me. So I don't
That's
know. Like
makes sense.
I'm just suggesting that I think maybe you should get this all together for us pioneers, wolves, divergence, and glitches, and you know bring this up in your very own Wednesday night event.
Yeah, sure. Like I'll see. The thing is, how to put it? Like I'm not a really organized person, Like I just like, and the thing is, like, how do I put it? Like I have my like thesis, Like not many people can understand what I invest in. Like that's the main problem because I'm not into the mainstream coins, Like I literally don't hold any coin which is mainstream. Not one. Because people won't even have heard the name of those projects. That's
Yeah,
because I do some real fundamental analysis as well. It's not only like the riddles. Like I call that like there are some things which is not needed. Riddles are not needed to make money, in some coins.
yeah. Gnome's DM Clementine just said DM her. Um,
Yeah. I know.
okay, so I didn't know if you saw that.
Sure. Cool,
But
cool. Yeah, Moela, sorry for rambling. Uh, I believe that your time is much, much more valuable. Okay, thank you.
oh no, you're fine, Gnomes. But I really do always enjoy your insight, and I've enjoyed the time we've spent on other nights talking as well. So I look forward to your presentation night whenever you decide to do it. Hopefully you get that together and organized. I'm not the best at organization because I've got a 11-year-old son. I work a job trying to create an online business and put my truth in out there in the world. So we've been up since 1:30 a.m. this morning. Got to be up at 1:30 a.m. in the morning, and I'm doing another presentation with the Bird Dog Crypto Ronin and I think Magic Crypto Millions and a few others tonight at 9 p.m. So I'm gonna be a busy guy. So, but yeah, want to open the floor. Solidify. I don't know if you noticed your mic's open. But I didn't know if you wanted to say something. I was going to give you the opportunity if you did. Um, the Ta, also, I saw your mic was open. I didn't know if either one of y'all had something to say. Pinchy Gordo says, I'm struggling. Why? I wish I wish I understood trading like you guys. I invested in waters above crypto mastermind. I am struggling. Pinchy Gordo, I don't care to help you out anytime. Feel free to check out some of my work. I try to make it more in depth and spend multiple hours, not just 30-40 minutes on a video. Not saying that's bad for waters or anything. I just try to get in the zone, and sometimes I look up at the time and I don't even know how long I've been on there. But I don't mind like I did with RC3 more, hang out with you an hour, 2-3 hours one night. And I didn't charge him nothing. It wasn't about that. We just decided to get together and hang out. He was very, he's been watching my work, very humbling and supportive. And I decided to go ahead and add him into my Discord, and I'm free to welcome to add any of y'all. I'm not trying to shield my stuff in another Discord or anything, but it was just a way for me and him to get together and me record my stuff. And boom, YouTube channel name. It's watch the screen right here. You can just go to YouTube at Daily Candle Close News right here. It's Daily Candle Close News 9817, and you should be able to find me. Because you might not have Facebook or Rumble. Rumble is at Honest Abe, capital H, capital A B3, and Facebook at Daily Candle Close News as well. Which all these have my most recent work, Facebook and Rumble, not YouTube. This is new. D-Vortex inspired me to do this. I once had one, it got banned for the things I said. I've already got one warning. So we'll see how this goes, you guys. So far I've got over 100 videos uploaded, and I've got about 200 plus more to upload from dating all the way back to 2020. Some of them I don't have from my original videos because they were done me holding my phone, looking at a computer screen, or just some of them that I lost due to a computer that was so old it just finally gave out. I lost some files and things, and but luckily I had a lot of these already uploaded on a 4 terabyte external drive. So but yeah, that's where you can follow me, Pinchy Gordo, and you can always message me, of course, in a private chat. But yeah, my Facebook is Daily Candle Close News as well, Pinchy Gordo, to answer that question. So you subscribe to Mine and Angel's channel. Oh, nice. Appreciate that. Moolah, I don't understand. People actually want to hear, but you have it all spread out amongst other people's presentations. I'm not sure if you were talking to me or not. Morpheus the Second says, "Hey Abraham." Hello Morpheus, the god of sleep, dreams. Do you focus on XRP, Bitcoin, and Ethereum, or do you focus on other coins? Sorry, I just joined late. Yeah, I focus on mainly the top three. Those are the ones that I'm interested in, the ones that have helped change my life. VeChain, Zilliqa, XDC, Stellar Lumens, Polkadot, Chainlink, a little bit of Solana because I was able to sell it at the top. I'll pull the chart up for you real quick. We'll go to the daily time frame and look at Solana. I was able to warn people. We've been reaccumulating, trying to get to this $9 range because Sol, S-O-L, is an ancient term for the sun. Sol, sun equals 9 in numerology. BTC equals 9. Bitcoin is the sun. So I've been looking for a $9.99. That 999 range to get hit hasn't yet, but this $15 range has. This 19, the sun is the 19th card in the tarot deck, and this 223 range, all accumulations been hit for Solana because we averaged in from $5 to $17, $20 before we started breaking out into the 4.236 and the close to the 7 of the Fibonacci extension range. So we got out at it was, I can't remember, 181. Satoshi Nakamoto equals 181, and 224. So we were able to de-risk, dollar cost average back in the lows now that we fell to a low of 95% down. So not surprising. So just eventually waiting to see Solana get its automatic rally. So it could still take some time because this was one of the only other coins besides Terra Luna that we warned both Waters and I. Oh God, we can't even pull it up. I forgot about that. But my roommate held this, and it's something I kept warning them about. Even on my Facebook way before Waters did, I was making just posts about it. I wasn't doing videos yet. I was just taking posts because I was learning how to pull the fibs and doing a lot of extensive TA at the time. And I was like, bro, this is overheated. You need to sell yours. And he thanked me because I got him out at the $1.11 range, that 111. Bitcoin hit its top on a 1110, that 111 in 2021. So not surprising. He de-risked some right there at 95, 96 as well. The yin yang 69, as above so below. Bitcoin hadn't hit 69k yet, but I just told him that's a great range because that's what it was when he asked me. So, and then we of course saw it plummet. So yeah, just a few other coins I hold is Solana, HBAR, VeChain, Zilliqa, XRP, XDC, Ethereum, Bitcoin now. It's something I haven't been in since I sold it at 24k, and I've just been dollar cost averaging back in when we hit 16,100, the golden ratio of phi, or 15,700. I didn't get 15,005. I got 15,900. Some things like that. And so I've been de-risking as we got above our liquidity ranges, or our as we get back in these fib close to the 702 golden pocket, where a potential 43, 44, 45 Bitcoin equals 45. Jordan was talking about that possible 48K leading into Satoshi Nakamoto's 48th birthday, or sometime after, leading around the end of Ramadan, which again started today, you guys, which ends on National Pot Smoking Day, Hitler's birthday, or the next solar eclipse, where we tend to see that bearish energy lead into May, sell in May, walk away. Remember to return in September, and may September shine like gold come December, is how that saying truly goes in traditional stock market saying. I have a aunt, she's a investor, private investor for clients. She used to work for Wells Fargo, and my grandfather used to retire. He retired from the IRS. He used to work for the government. So I've been able to come from a long background of finance and learn a lot of things. So, but again, floor is open. I'll continue to try and answer some questions. Soul in Spanish. But yeah, doesn't it date back a lot farther than just the Spaniards? Pinchy Gordo? I could be wrong about that. I thought it dated back to like the Greeks or the Egyptians, one of the two. Sorry if I got that wrong. But I love corrective criticism. It helps me grow. Don't be afraid to say what you mean. Just please don't say it mean. Oh, how was I introduced into Gematria, Morpheus the second? Well, I've always had this inkling to math. I've always loved it. My teachers always said you'd use it every day in your life. It was my best subject. I was able to, after 9th grade, because I was on a block schedule, have 4 years worth of credits done before I moved to what was then a 7-period school. And then I set 3 years of math out in just a classroom by myself, with sometimes a few other students along the years that finally got caught up. But I was able to double up my first year, freshman year, and just knock all my math out. And I always have had a high IQ, 151. And I've had a few other tests that I've read a few other readings, but I kind of just did an average and went with the middle. And so I've always been into numbers, and I knew it was our one and only universal language through amongst all cultures, and before at least the stars, before we had the stars and we had numbers and symbology, etc., and astrology. So I got introduced to Gematria through Tommy Truthful and what's his name, Zachariah Hubbard, all at the same time. And I was like, okay, that's interesting. I like math. I like prime numbers. The Fibonacci, pi, golden ratio of phi, the Lucas numbers, all these just constant spiral effects, because again, I believe we're in the circle of life, and I've got a few circle of life decoded videos showing the Ouroboros, and we're just the dragon eating its own tail, the 12 zodiacs, really the 13, Ophiuchus, Ouroboros, Shinron from Dragon Ball Z, etc. So I got introduced to Gematria through them. I found others along the way, but it was also Jordan Maxwell and Manly P. Hall. Like, they were my first, but it was just small fragments of numbers here and there through them, and that got me interested in the numbers, because again, I like math. But that 174 with Manly P. Hall being a number associated with Lucifer, or any anagram or mix-up of that number, 471, 147, etc. So yeah, but then I found other people like Waters and Decode Your Reality, and I've just kind of just ran with it. But I kind of tend to try and find my way and my work to always try and signal back to who you are, the Christ body. Like I've got an alchemy verse duality or manifestation, one video where I really break down like who you are, the Christ body, etc., or my Avatar 2 video where I really try to portray in a decode and a little speech and motivational of what I think James Cameron was trying to show us of who we truly are and what we need to do. Connect back to nature, get back in touch with our spirit animals, like my cat in the room, my son downstairs. Grow our hair out, connect back to nature, because that is our antennas. So it's really been like a 10-12 year journey, plus or minus, but that's how I got introduced to Gematria and numerology. So Lee Vision, subscribe, thank y'all so much for the support. You guys really means a lot. And I'm not sure if y'all noticed, but another 223 connection I forgot is some of y'all may know B is the second, T is the 22nd, so you got the 22 right there. So B, T, and then C being the third letter of the alphabet. So you kind of got some 223 connections in BTC as well, or the US dollar currency that everybody screams about as king, giving us that same 223. Just a few more connections. 1 second. Finally got dark here. I had to turn the light in the room on. We don't waste energy. We keep like an $88 electric bill sometimes. Sometimes roughly around 100 by not using lights during the daytime. How about that? Anyways, floor is open. Anybody want to talk? What do you think about HBAR will max at for you in the automatic rally before May? I'll get to that crypto cake, but it won't be financial advice. I'll try and remember that. The source, I don't know. What do you mean you don't know? What source? Let the source be with you. Morpheus II says, do I believe in reincarnation? From my research, I believe that the reincarnation story had been changed at the Council of Nicaea, when the Greco-Romans and all them changed, the popes and all them changed and wrote the Bible. From my research, there had been talks before about the reincarnation cycle. Again, in ancient Egypt, an example is, they didn't believe your troubles in life ended at death. They believed there was still another life after that you would have to fight through. Were the ancient Vikings who believed in Valhalla, what some people call heaven or the castle in the sky, where they would wake up every day and fight and battle to death and then be resurrected and dying with Odin in his halls of Valhalla every night. So they'd do this like it'd be a time loop after death for them to do that. There's ancient astrological teachings that show this cycle of, again, the Ouroboros, the life, death, rebirth, the snake eating its tail, the infinity symbol, Yaldabaoth, Shinran, Yamangor. Sorry if I'm slaughtering that. Yeah, it's just repetitive. You wake up, you go to sleep every day. The sun does the same. So, it's just simply right there in our face. I do believe in reincarnation. That's simply my belief. So yeah, that's answering that question. Oh, D Wallachet, you're a mod. Thank you for like Clementine and D Vortex.
Yes,
First time interacting with you. I appreciate the support, and means a lot. I know the work you do in the technical analysis channel and all over the place. I've seen you around and about. Yeah, thank you. Means a lot. It'll be recorded. Hopefully y'all can get Waters to watch it sometime and he'll be interested in maybe watching or getting an interview done. I'm kind of manifesting that to be with my mentor, the one who kind of he's the one who gave me the tricks and tips behind the mythology. You guys, I kind of was already using TA and the numbers and life events and everything we saw, trying to put it all together, but I wasn't using it with the mythology. And like I feel like that was a major key point I was missing. And yeah. Yeah, Cordy G. I'm definitely meaning old. Like, that's what I was meaning by soul. The Greek term, meaning sun, soul, Ra, Helios. Kind of still holding support for XRP. The daily close should be coming up in about 10 minutes. So you're gonna want to see where we hold support for Bitcoin on the daily time frame. It's Wednesday, miércoles, the day of commerce, the day of Mercury, the day of finance. And if we can hold support of 28,000 even, that'd be nice. But we're sitting at 27,003. So we're obviously breaking out of this rising wedge, and that's a 68% chance of a breakdown. So we could come down to this 223 or 322 exponential moving averages, which is right there at around 227, 22,700. 227 is the 49th prime number. It's square root of 7, or coming out the 49th sabbatical year last year, or where the 223 exponential moving average is right there at around 22,300. So completely liquidating all of the gains we've seen over the past few days. So need to be cautious of this around this time period, 322, now that we are done with the new moon and heading into now a full moon. So we know that's going to be bearish. So we're going to want to pay attention to this. As long as we continue to set a higher low in structure, we're going to be good though. So coming back and retesting this previous cluster range of 25k that was hard to break out, it'd be pretty healthy, you guys. I mean, this is your fort. Like I said, bearish divergence on the RSI, daily time frame. It's not quite so. I mean, it's still got some room to go. So we could easily see this price pill over leading into this weekend, Sunday, Saturn Day. So pretty important. But we'll pay attention to the daily close and see what happens there. Wow, got a lot of you people in here. That's amazing. Appreciate the support, you guys. Means the world. Anybody else got any connections about Skull and Bones? Something I missed that they want to share? The importance of today, other than Ramadan, maybe? That's something very significant I found leading into the solar eclipse 420.
So actually, like there is like a version of Hinduism. So it's like it's not Hinduism itself. So it's like ancient. It's called Sanatana Dharma. So in that also today is the new year. Actually, today is actually new year. That.
And
So by that calendar, yeah,
and
today is
this
new year.
and this is a part of Hinduism.
Uh, how do I put it? Like Hinduism as is not like a real religion. That's what many people don't understand. So Sanatan Dharma is basically the more ancient version of Hinduism. So
Huh.
it just means you follow a certain set of rules and conditions. It doesn't actually mean anything. It means like a set of dharma. Dharma means a set of rules. That's all it is. So it's not a religion. So it's like a code of conduct kind of thing, you know.
Yeah.
So in that code of conduct, they follow certain codes. Like for example, this is the new year. This is this. You have to. You should not do this. You should not do that. Like it's like 10 commandments, you know, but without the religion part.
Right, right, right. I can see
Yeah.
that.
So
Hey, do you
yeah,
mind finding a link or just writing that down in the chat so I can view that and go over that? Because that's something I've never heard of. And I actually really do a lot of research into the Hindu culture. Shiva Shakti. It's
yeah,
something I'm interested in. But I find a lot of truth here and there throughout the Islamic. Um,
yeah.
the Christianity faith, but I'd be interested in checking that out, and I appreciate you
So
letting me know that this is the
there's
new
another
year.
connection actually to Islam. So the crazy thing is there is a very it's not, how do I put it? Like they have the black cube, right, in Islam,
Right,
in Mecca. Okay.
correct.
So there is a kind of, it's not a rumor, it's like a kind of a folklore kind of thing that inside the black cube is actually a shivling. Okay, so there's a, so how Shiva is represented in Indian temples is through like a black stone figure. Okay, they don't, like, so Shiva is never shown with his face or like other gods in Hinduism, you know, in the temple. They'll have photos everywhere, like in the house or something. But if you go to a Shiva temple, it'll be like a black dome kind of structure. It's called Shiva Lingam, so it's ling. Okay,
Huh,
so that many people they say that inside the black cube is one of those things.
huh.
Actually,
And
that's like a very very different kind of thing, because it's not that people who are Hindu they say that. Like there are some Islamic people who believe that.
yeah, I've always tied that black cube of Mecca, or when you turn the TV off or your cell phone until it sees your face, or you type it or press a button and how it's black, or I've always viewed all these black screens and black cubes and like BlackRock and all these
Yeah,
financial
yeah, Rock,
institutions.
exactly.
I've
Yeah,
always tied all this back to the North Pole of Saturn and the hexagonal North Pole, what I call the black box of Saturn,
hmm.
because again everything dates back to Father Time, and I'll prove that. Like just again with the numerology, real quick, we know God equals 55, and we know Satan equals 55, and so does Saturn, time keeper, equaling 55. And that ties us into again fallen angel giving us 55, or lie giving us 55, like alien
Yeah.
because they're fallen angels. But it also ties us into predestination,
Mm. Yep, yep.
giving us that same,
It is.
yeah, well, if I spell it right, because I've slaughtered everything today, but predestination giving us that same 55 in numerology. So again, 5 plus 5 is 10, and we get that 10 in God and also man. And so, you know, you say
Yep.
you say God, I say 10. God,
Yeah,
say
also
10. So
numerology is 55. Yeah, so numerology itself is 55.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
is it really?
yeah.
Thank you, because you just taught me something. Oh, it's
Yep.
43 too, and we're doing this in March, the
Yeah,
44 we
it's,
were talking
yeah,
about. Yeah.
it's exactly the same cipher as Satoshi Nakamoto being 55 as well. So that's the thing. So
Uh,
what Bitcoin is math, right? Encryption. So Satoshi Nakamoto is the 55 in the same cipher.
correct. Yeah. Yeah.
So that's
And
the thing. Like
that's
that is why
Saturn,
numerology,
the
encryption, Bitcoin, like you get
the
my point,
hexagonal
right? So
square. Yeah.
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 So you can actually show, like, so for example, I think in the text chat, Peanut Butter Jesus actually put like a Google URL. Maybe you can click that and show what I mean by that. Like I was talking about the Mecca black cube and what may be inside it.
The
No,
pre.
yeah, yeah, that,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, this one, yeah. This
This
is how
is
they represent Shiva, basically in a temple.
this. Oh, so they imprison Shiva, the goddess of destruction, that does the
God of
cosmic dance.
Yeah. So no, it's not imprisoned. This is how they. So it's like a, how to say, it's like a, how to put it, like they don't show the face or something. Like other gods, they show the face. Okay.
Right.
But the god of destruction is always shown like this, like inside a temple. Okay. So the only two forms Shiva is shown is with, this is the dominant one. Like 99% of the temples have this. Okay. The only two or three temples, they have the dance of death one. Okay. So that's the thing. So what it basically means is, it's like a male and female symbol. It's like the phallus and
Yes.
chalice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
Yeah.
what it is
Yeah.
basically.
And
So
and
that is why it's
which
like a
makes
very
the Trinity
abstract.
the child
Yeah.
life. Um.
Yeah. So this is like in 99% of the Shiva temples, this is what will be there. Okay,
Okay.
because my family comes from a like I come from a priest family. Okay, so like in my great grandparents and whatever, there is a, like they made a temple for my great, like, ancestors.
One
So
one
yeah,
one
exactly.
number
See,
off from 55, but it gives us that same 17 that ties us into God or man, because man was created in the image of God. Genesis 1:26,
no, like
27.
the better one is Shiva. So if you put just Shiva, it gives you 16.
Yeah, and this 106, that's what I was just
Yeah,
about to get to, is Shiva
yeah,
giving us
it's
that
16.
16, and that 76 tying us into skull and
Yep, yep.
bones. Yeah, yeah.
So,
So,
so the thing is, Shiva is like often portrayed with like like stepping on a skull and stuff like that, in
oh,
like a representation kind of thing. Yeah, because he's the god of death, right? So he's the god of destruction, right? So like he's always associated with skull, and so if you see, I was showing you those people, right? Like, were you there? Like when we were speaking about like Indian culture, like uh, in the late night, one night, were you there that day?
uh,
Because
a little
there
bit.
are some people, yeah, so there are
I
some
remember
people,
us speaking a little on it.
yeah, so there are some people like who actually they used to consume human flesh and stuff like that. So they're like, they're called aghoris. Okay, so they have a skull with them all the time. So that's like a very very ancient thing. Like it's skull and bones and all is like, how to say, like they are like the great grandchildren of those people, in terms of the skull thing.
Huh.
Yeah, so like the skull thing is highly associated with Lord Shiva because of the god of destruction thing. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I
Yeah.
appreciate you sharing that with me. And again, is that what is the name of the new year?
S.
Is that what this
Yeah.
is, or
No,
is
no, no. This is like the representation. So just type SANA
SANA
TANA
EANA?
TT. Yeah, Sanatana Dharma. See, eternal law. Alternative name for Hinduism, they say, but it is not. It's basically the Wikipedia alternate name of Hinduism.
Okay.
Okay. So
And
Sanatana Dharma actually means that eternal truth. That's all. Yeah.
okay, the eternal root.
Truth. Eternal truth.
Truth. Okay,
Yeah.
eternal truth.
Eternal
So
order, eternal truth. Yeah, that's what it
let's see
means.
what that equals, because and you said this was what they
In
today
this
the
thing,
new
the
the new
new
year.
year is basically today. Yeah.
Oh, so it starts on 322. That's another amazing
Yeah,
connection.
this time, because it's based on the moon, right? So
Right, 72 Bitcoin.
it has the sun
72.
connection, like 54, like
Oh, 43
no,
according
no,
March.
you
Yeah.
separated an L.
Oh, I took the L out. Yeah. You're right. I just tried to take that hash mark out.
Yeah.
But you said it's also eternal law.
Eternal order, not law, order. It's
That's
more
crazy.
about order.
That's
Yeah.
crazy because we're talking about order 322, and
Yeah,
it's still giving us 72 and 45,
yeah, that 72 is
63.
like, yeah. So it's all like the nine, so all of them are nine. You see, even
Yeah.
Chaldean is nine, which is not so common.
Yeah, Bitcoin giving us the same
Yeah.
72 and 45, and then BTC giving us the 9, like you were saying, it's all 9.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I
Yeah,
appreciate you
BTC
sharing
is
that.
yeah.
The Hindu New Year. That's
And you
something
said
I'll do
Black
more
Sun,
research
right?
on.
So
Yeah, Black
And also
Sun.
you said black sun, right? So the lingam is black, right? Black in color, right? Fully.
Solo Negra. Yeah,
Yeah,
45,
so the
45,
Shiva lingam is
117.
basically black in color, right? So the 56. So lingam is 56, right? So like even
Yeah,
that connects in a way.
yeah. 56 is my favorite, you guys, because it's mind control. I don't know if y'all know this, but it's mind
Yeah, yeah,
control.
yeah. Like,
56.
I know all about 56 because I watched too much of Zach Hubbard, So
Oh,
like
oh, yeah, yeah,
before being
yeah,
tuned
yeah.
out of that. So that is why I was really interested because the Denver Nuggets are actually in their 56th season. That's why.
Y'all remember when they had everybody running the shelves for toilet paper?
Yep. Toilet paper is also 56. Yeah, I
Mind
know.
control, toilet paper, both giving you 137,
Yep,
the
yep.
33rd prime.
And 56, the light
Yeah,
number.
yeah. They did this
Yeah.
BLM, and when you type it out, it gives you 56. When you type out Black Lives Matter, it was all just mind control that we saw. Alice in Wonderland techniques.
Yep.
Um, Amazing. But thank you for sharing that, Gnomes. I appreciate that. I'm gonna answer this question that.
Yeah.
Oh
Sure, go
no,
ahead.
no, that was you. You said 113 is the 30th prime number, and
Yeah.
you know, 113 is also tying us into the Babylonian Talmud, the Baba Kamal, which is where a suit arises between an Israelite and a heathen. If you can justify the former according to the laws of Israel, justify him and say, this is our law. So also, if you can justify him by the laws of the heathens, justify him and say to the other party, this is your law. But if this cannot be done, we use subterfuges to circumvent him. So mainstream, not fictional, not true, dishonest, green stream, fake reality, dead celebrity, dream world, politics, fiction, disinfo, illusions, bullshit, and sports entertainment all giving us 113. Kobe Bryant gave us 113. Um, and so yeah, pretty interesting.
Of course, his daddy, Michael Jordan, also, in terms of who he copied. Yeah. So he's also 113. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so I've done already during our Super Bowl decode and hangout that we did on the Waters channel. I said I think we're about to see Michael Jordan, the GOAT, get ready to exit stage left. It I stubbed bad my crypto. I stubbed my, all right. I stubbed my crypto. Sorry. Says Abraham81 is a ball of information. Thank you. I really appreciate that. You know, we're gonna add a heart right there, and a prowling wolf on the hunt, because that's what we are tonight. Appreciate that. Venus conjunction Uranus, not my Uranus. On 320, on 330. Okay. My mom's getting married the following day after again, you guys. So, you know, congratulations, mom. Jews can lie to Gentiles. Interesting. Well, Jews can lie to the cattle, the profane, the goyim. Anyone not a Jew. A Jew cannot lie to another Jew. One thing the elite and the apex predator, whether they're Jews or Skull and Bones men or Freemasons or Sigma Pi Phi or Eastern Star for stars, you know, that are women, etc. They have loyalty amongst one another. Instead, we people, profane, they call us cattle, goyim, rob and kill and steal from each other, and you know, so yeah, yeah, you're right. They can definitely lie to us because they treat us lesser.
If you have time, read the Talmud. It's pure fucking evil.
Oh
It is
yeah,
straight evil. Like it says, priests can have sex with
yeah,
3-year-olds. It says that Jesus is burning in hell. Virgin
yeah,
Mary is a
the
whore.
Talmudic Jews. Yeah, I have
Like
nothing
yeah,
to do with them, at all. You know, again, I study a lot of cultures and have for many years. I actually come from a German background and heritage, so you know,
that's the
you
set of
know,
Jews that
my
are
my
like a
family
Khazarian.
my family was able to escape all that and get to America into Ohio at one point, over time, and so you know, Schuch, Schuch, which is my last name. Look it up. It's German. It is, so there's no lie to that story there. You know, families warning people, don't get on a box train, don't get on a box train, run the other way, and well, you know, we see what happened. Lee Vision. Again, I'll share Facebook Daily Candle Close News. You asked what other sites I may have. This is where my most recent work is the Daily Candle Close News on Facebook and Rumble, and that is Honest Abe on Rumble. It's a social media platform that is conservative, and up until recently, I've never had any problems in years. But I posted the Under the Silver Lake video that we all recorded and everything, and they strike me for that one. So I probably won't post no more videos. I'll probably just archive them in the Discord or something sometime, some way. I'll try and figure out a way to do that. But I'd like to keep this site because it's conservative. I've never been banned saying anything about the bear flu or politics or just nonsense, sharing truth. So Honest Abe, capital HONEST. You don't have to capitalize that, but capitalize the A in Abe, AB3 on Rumble. You can find me there as well. I got about like 20 followers, so total like I barely broke 100 on any of my platforms. But I've never been about fame or hype or nothing. And then again, Daily Candle Close News 9817. I'll have a Discord opening to anyone from the Waters community. You're welcome for free. Again, not trying to shill that, but it's something I'll probably charge $2.23 this year for to anybody that comes through these channels and platforms, just to try and keep trolls out, because people who invest in something tend to want to be better about themselves and invest in themselves. So if they can't spend $2.23, then I really don't think we need them in our community. I don't know if they're ready to be enlightened just yet. So, but anyway, not financial advice. But that's where you can find me, Lee Vision. Appreciate you following me. Give you a fire symbol right there. That's dope. Heart. I based my logo from the Saturn hexagon. Okay, I saw that. I have to thank you, Clementine, for coming and hosting this. Oh.
Almost clear skin, while some saw up to one clear skin. They felt
okay, Crypto Cake, thanks for coming.
That's remote relief.
Crypto Cake said Richard Hart is Satoshi Nakamoto. I'm pretty sure governments around the world collectively and the private Western Central Bank is completely Satoshi Nakamoto. But that's just my opinion. It's the transition from 1965 parallel to 1971 Nixon shock all over again, from the Federal Reserve fiat monetary system to the petrodollar system that was once backed by gold and our US dollar had value, and then it was backed by oil, which then waged war on other countries all across the world, putting them into poverty while we went over there to quote unquote help them when they didn't even want our help, because we were over there bombing them for gold, oil, and drugs. So yeah, that's just the truth, and that hurts sometimes. But this is 1971 Nixon shock all over again, and if you watch any of my older videos on YouTube, you will see me preach this since day one, because we knew this is what was coming. And get ready, because we have seen nothing yet. We're going to move to a more totalitarianistic, socialist, controlled monetary system to the likes of which you've never seen before. And it'll just take time. You'll see it in other countries before America, so just know that. Look at China now. Australia during the C-19 lockdown, when they had to be at a house and use thermal images to show that they were in their residence, or else they were confiscated and put in quarantine camps. So just nonsense. Just wait.
July 2020, in Bangkok, Indonesia, paranormal investigator Adrian Saya is live streaming from the abandoned amusement park.
I don't think Cowboy is trying to talk to us, you guys. I think his mic's just on. Yeah. Alright, so any thoughts, anyone? Anything they want me to bring up? Any more questions? We're just chilling. It's 8:13, so we've roughly been recording for, 2 hours and 13 minutes. I came on with Clementine a few minutes before that, so right now we're at 2 hours and 20 minutes. So roughly 3 more minutes to go over some things. We talked about some markets, but I got to get ready to get on the Crypto Bird Dog Ronin show and speak with everyone there about today and go over some things there as well. Um, but yeah. So we've got about 3 minutes to wrap it up. Sarah, final thoughts. And in this 322 on a 223 recorded video, you'd let the numbers work for us. No, it's recorded. You didn't miss it. Don't worry. I'll post it later. Follow us on the Bird Dog channel. We'll be talking about a lot of this as well. Alright. But again, I want to appreciate the Waters community. Y'all let Waters above know. That I appreciate the ability to come on here and be a part of this community. He's changed my life at a point in life a few years ago where I felt like I was wanting to give up and hit the exit plan. He really stepped in and held the key. Gave me the key to mythology that I needed in my decoding and things to help crack the code, get me where I am today, make me a better analyst in technical analysis. So definitely looking for a manifestation with an interview with him. But I want to thank you wolves as well, you divergents and glitches, you pioneers, because without us, we can't survive. We got to feed each other. It's about giving a man and woman a fish so they can eat for a day, and leave them that fishing rod so they can eat for a lifetime, but teach them how to farm so they can feed nations. So that's my closing, and we just want to give y'all the floor to say your goodbyes before we sign out of here in just a second and make this a 2 hour and 23 minute video in 30 seconds, you guys. So roughly got about a minute left, and yeah, we'll let the numbers work for us on this magical 322 day. Skull and bones. Appreciate that, Peanut Butter Jesus. I appreciate that. Thank you, Pinchy Gordo. Yep, it will be replayed, don't worry. No thoughts on the news with Coinbase other than it's a distraction. Just keep your funds on Ledger, LEPAL, some kind of cold storage hardware, air-gapped wallet. Thank you, Doobie. Leave your, if you do a podcast or something, leave your information in the link so I can view that later, please and thank you. And thank any and all of you who have subscribed. Look forward to you viewing my work again. It's kind of like a copy of Waters, just paying a tribute to all my mentors, with my own thoughts in there as well. So I make mistakes along the way. Please forgive them. It's a learning process, but you can learn from my mistakes as well. That's why I document them and not edit them out. So with all that being said, ending this now. Pioneers rise. Build your legacy. Build your fortress.